for a foot or an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. Is the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for every breath that I take, and I fight for every step that I make. When you add up the inches, life or death, winning or losing is the difference. You are the witness, inches around us, every second decisions. Too slow and I missed it, fast and I skipped it, but I'm on time so I gripped it. If you were ready to die then you will get this. If you're afraid of your life then you fight for that edge. No matter how far I come I know I still got a step to take. Pull that's it. Yeah, I do what I have to get where I got to. Eat, does that's it. I've been called worse by better, so what can you do to me? Fight for that edge. This is more than a team, it's family and I'll die for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is scheduled for one fall, and it's for the IWC Championship. Introducing first the challenger, weighing in at 435 pounds, has been in the Russian Junior, and ready South Carolina is Galloway. Here is the team of Delaney and Amherst.
We are at the White Oak Athletic Association. I am Joe Dombrowski for IWC Home DVD, bringing you the first installment of IWC's Friday Night Fights. It's September 27, 2013, on a night where we will see two championships decided and a whole lot of personal glory at stake as we count down to our next Major Court Time live event. No excuses. We will set the tone for that broadcast here this evening, and I'll be joined by hopefully some very special guests throughout the night as we progress. In the ring, it's Colin Delaney, it's Keith Haught, it's Hot and Cute, former IWC Tag Team Champions, set to attempt to regain the crown. Team Big League with their obnoxious Bad Blaster and even more obnoxious Party Hack won the Tag Team Championship back at Cage Fury 2013. And a very unique reaction for Team Big League, especially Jimmy Nuts, that Joseph Brooks appears to take none too kindly to. Regardless of that, Team Big League with gold throughout their stable. Of course, John McChesney is still the IWC champion after retaining against the Party Peacock Dalton Castle in our feature matchup of Cage Fury. And Nuts and Brooks just adding to the prestige of that group. A lot to talk about with Team Big League in relation to Cage Fury, as well as here tonight at Friday Night Fights. Haught and Delaney have apparently decorated themselves in the remnants of the Bad Blaster. Festive occasion here tonight in White Oak, Pennsylvania, as you see the defending champions. Controversial way they won the gold back at Cage Fury. That was two different pinfalls going down at once. I believe Joseph Brooks had one, Colin Delaney had the other. The official counted the Brooks pinfall. Bit of speculation and conjecture over who the legal men were at the time. But Colin and Haught doing their best to take it in stride. We were a victim of circumstance and now look to win the tag team titles back that they had held proudly for over half a year. And Brooks has this party hat scenario under his skin. These fans really adopted Jimmy Nuts back at our Proving Ground 2 event this past July in the same venue, when Nuts was forced to challenge his leader and mentor, Big League John McChesney. Nuts only a second away from winning the IWC Championship on numerous occasions. And it seems like these fans really took kindly to Nuts, wanted him to unseat McChesney, but was not to be on that night. It seems like Jimmy Nuts still has his cheering section here tonight as Nuts steps into the ring against Colin Delaney. A lot of speculation surrounding Team Big League. Norm Connors, the executive consultant, came out and promised the world at Cage Fury no members of Team Big League would interfere on behalf of John McChesney in that Cage Fury matchup with McChesney and Dalton Castle for the IWC Championship. However, we saw the interference of Joseph Brooks. During the course of that battle, there seemed to be some disagreement among Brooks and Nuts, Brooks and Norm, for that matter, as far as to why Brooks got involved. Was that a ruse by Norm? Was that a John McChesney decision, or is there more unrest than we know of? We really don't know the answers to that story quite yet, but we understand that Norm Connors has made the same promise tonight in our feature matchup where McChesney defends the championship against Heavy Metal Jesus Logan Shulo. Norm has promised once again Team Big League will not get involved. Apparently Norm feels that for some reason Team Big League in his eyes has something to prove, despite the fact that of course McChesney has reigned as IWC champion by any means necessary. Keith Haught tagged in, jiggling as prevalent as ever with Jimmy Nuts center of the ring. Big upset story of the year, you'd have to say, was the tag team title victory of Colin and Keith Haught from the Founding Fathers this past winter. And Nuts has a fantastic ground game. Nuts is a student of the game. If there is a seminar or a training camp within about a 8-hour radius of his residence, you can bet Jimmy Nuts' name will be on the roster list. He studies every potential style of the industry that he can, every facet. Brooks tagged in, however, and Keith Haught taken over. Tag made to Colin Delaney and the unlikely team that really nobody gave a chance to when they first formed, looking pretty tough right now, back in the role as challengers. Keith Haught so unpredictable, so tough to scout for. Back in comes Colin, the ECW extremely cute wrestler who's had a career resurgence the past year or so. Cleaner, healthier living than he's ever had before. And building some momentum here on Brooks. This tires Brooks out before connecting with a drop kick, and Colin Delaney full of energy. Got a cover for two. Colin sends Brooks for the ride, pace quickens. Leg lariat nicely done, and Colin looking in rare form against the members of Team Big League. Brooks gets to a tag and the mood and tempo changes. Nuts is in, but Colin picks up right where we left off. Also have to speculate about what we heard from Norm Connors at Cage Fury in direct addressing of Justin LaBar. Norm has said that LaBar needs to stay out of Team Big League business. We're not really sure what Norm meant by that. And we really haven't uncovered many other answers. as Delaney sends Brooks in the hard way. And Colin finds himself at a 2-on-1 disadvantage thanks to Team Big League. And with Colin's back turned, that enabled Team Big League to take the advantage. And now it is Jimmy Nuts in firm control of Colin Delaney. And now you're seeing the mean streak, the aggression that Jimmy Nuts possesses. And these gentlemen have to know that Haught and Cute are a very formidable tag team. Keep in mind they won the tag team championships as part of a three-way matchup as Brooks gets an unfair advantage on the outside with official CJ Sensation distracted. CJ, somebody I still don't trust. Maybe never will, but gets a near fall on that pin attempt by Nuts. It was a three-way matchup that Team Big League won the tag titles in, also involving W.A.R, We Are Rock Stars. Very bizarre matchup, not what you'd call a conventional championship bout. Much of the contrast of this contest. And Brooks and Nuts doing a great job of cutting the ring off at its hypotenuse, neutralizing Colin Delaney, keeping him away from his tag team partner, Keith Haught. Colin doing his best to fight here, but Brooks and Colin made it to the corner, but Brooks had knocked Haught off the apron a moment ago. Tag has been made, and Colin could not get to Haught in time after Team Big League makes the change. Nuts always has such an angry, aggressive scowl on his face. Never seems to be happy no matter where he is or what he's doing. Colin gets the foot up. Desperation maneuver. And Nuts drops down with an aggressive backbreaker. A shot for Haught for good measure. And Nuts with his cheering section here. That's the same group of people Joseph Brooks wasn't too happy with at the outset of the matchup. And Nuts gets caught. Colin connects high with the boot, right around the temple. And Colin Delaney has an opening if he can get to his corner. Referee count. What? Tag. And Delaney got the hot tag. Keith Haught, legal man. Firing away on Brooks. Firing away on Nuts. Last second desperation by Colin Delaney, able to keep the challengers in this matchup. Keith Haught unquestionably the freshest man in the match. Haught uses that weight to his advantage. Sandwiches both members of Team Big League into the corner. Delaney, check this out. Using his partner for leverage and down into the tornado DDT of Brooks. High kick to Nuts. Haught, you got this thing. Champions once again, no. Man, what an emphatic statement that would have been. There would have been no speculation that time. Both Delaney and Haught going for pinfalls. What came back to haunt them a month ago almost led to them regaining the tag team championships. Delaney sidesteps Nuts. He hits the outside. Great agility by Colin. Follow through with a drop kick that leaves Brooks and Haught one-on-one in the ring. I believe they're the legal men. Brooks. Beautiful counter to the neckbreaker. Cover here. 2-0. Haught survives with the tag championships at stake. Great agility by Brooks. Find his way to the top. And Brooks gets cut off with a pass by Delaney. Delaney was a distraction and then an interceptor. Brooks crashed and burned. And perhaps the worst possible way, he may be hurt. Nuts back in. And Colin Keith going double team. Double stop between the shoulder blades. The German suplex. That'll do it here. Got him, no. Oh, you want to talk about less than a second away. Haught and Delaney nearly reclaimed the tag team prize. The fight continues. Look out on the outside. It's Haught and Nuts. In the ring, Delaney and Brooks. Officials completely lost control. Oh, Team Big League double team. Nuts back in. Haught hit the steel on the outside. Team Big League goes double team. They didn't get all of it, but Delaney got planted face first and was almost enough nonetheless. And some frustration setting in on Joseph Brooks. Haught back into action now, recovered from the railing. This matchup has long since passed having any semblance of order, and Brooks is climbing on top. Nuts choking away at Haught. Meanwhile, off to the left of your screen, it's Colin Delaney cutting off Brooks once again. Brooks takes another hard tumble. On the near side, Haught neutralizing Nuts. Wait a second. Hey! That confetti gun connected right to the small of the back of Delaney. Discus forearm by Nuts. Come on, there's confetti everywhere. You can't let this happen. A symbol of the guilt of Joseph Brooks. A scarlet letter of sorts for Team Big League they'll have to wear to remind them they could not beat Colin Delaney and Keith Haught in a 2-on-2 tag team environment. The conspicuous confetti gun comes into play, and Team Big League retain the IWC Tag Team Gold. Will John McChesney be as successful with the IWC title in our feature matchup against Logan Shulo? We'll find out at the end of this DVD broadcast. But until then, lots of questions still remain about Team Big League, but the status of their tag team championships certainly are an undeniable fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let me introduce to you from WrestleZone.com with a live edition of Chair Shot Reality. Please welcome Mr. Justin LaVey.
Do we have to? Well, I'm so disappointed in Justin LaVey. Not that he was the most likable of guys to begin with, but his actions over Cage Fury weekend into Mountain State Madness 5, absolutely deplorable and reprehensible. And that's not Justin LaVey. That is Justin Plummer, our IWC backstage correspondent and host of Aftershock on IWCWrestling.com. But this is quite obviously not Justin Plummer's segment. It is Justin LaVey's. I'm not complaining, although I'm curious as to where Mr. Chairshot, Justin LaVey, presently is. And if he knows that someone else also wears a leather jacket in very hot temperatures. Who the heck decided Plumber gets so popular all of a sudden? I've been here almost 11 years. Nobody chants my name. What's up with that? He's getting like cooler sweater vests, and he's got the whole interweb thing, and he does the whole deal with the interviews and talking to the fans. I guess I get it. Got a party hat. Not really sure what the deal is with party hats here tonight, but you know, whatever.
I guess I have just a little bit of explaining to do. Clearly, I am not Justin LaVey.
Dress almost as poorly.
And I know you all wanted to see Justin LaVey here tonight. Guys, I gotta tell you what happened. I mean, we all know, if you follow him on Twitter, if you follow him on Facebook, like he always talks about, you know, he was in Aruba this week, and he was returning today just to be here in White Oak, Pennsylvania.
Very well.
Well, I have a few buddies that work out at the airport security, and, well, I guess, long story short, Justin LaVey ran into a little bit of trouble. He had to get a little extra searching to keep it PG here.
I've seen airport security. I can believe they'd be friends with him.
His women's size medium leather jacket ended up in my car.
That's LaVey's size, extra medium.
A little bit in trouble, and Chuck, please don't kill me, but it was really just meant to be a harmless prank. And Justin, if you're watching and you're still searching for your keys, I really didn't know that they were in the pocket of your jacket till I got here tonight. So
That's not good.
There will be no Justin LaVey here fighting.
LaVey stranded somewhere. Oh darn.
And there will be no live. You're welcome. There will be no live chair shot reality. And if I can get this child-sized jacket off. Oh, hey, I don't know how to work. Why don't we do, yes, you can have that as soon as we're done here. Why don't we do our first ever live in-ring IWC aftershock? That is good. We have some time to kill. But before we do that, you know, Justin LaVey just became Twitter verified last week.
Who cares? Who cares?
So, fortunately I have my phone here. And I'm thinking before we do our first ever live segment, LaVey's probably on Twitter right now. You know that's all he does.
He sucks!
Why don't we send him a quick video? I'll go upload it as soon as we're done here. And we let LaVey know exactly how we all feel about him. I'm going to sneak out of the ring here. Folks, if you have been keeping up with everything, you know that Justin LaVey refuses to even mention me by name, even though I've been working with this company for over 2 years now. So I think it's only fitting that we just let him know who the real Justin and the IWC is backstage. So the camera's rolling here, folks. Justin LaVey, you're going to be seeing this in just a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen of White Oak, PA, ladies and gentlemen of the IWC, we're coming around. Let's get a little bit of Plumber. Let's get a little bit of Plumber going on for LaVey.
I hope he's touting. Plumber baiting people to chant his own name. What a maroon. He should have vined it. Nobody will chant longer than 6 seconds for him anyway.
Chachi's even here. We even got Chachi.
Who the heck is Chachi?
I am so sorry for how things worked out for you tonight.
You suck, LaVey!
Maybe we will see you in October.
us all, if you're still with us, LaVey, you just survived the first ever live IWC Aftershock.
Here comes Chuck Roberts. Now, what's he want?
Oh, you loved it, Chuck.
Front and center right here. Come here. Did you take or have any of your friends at TSA take LaVey's jacket? Yes or no?
Maybe.
Yes or no?
It was a harmful. I had no idea the keys were there.
That's a yes.
Okay.
When you found that jacket, did you find LaVey's keys in that jacket? Yes or no?
I found LaVey's keys in that jacket right
That's a yes. And because you found this jacket with his keys, he's not here. Yes or no?
Yes, LaVey's not here because I found his keys, which were inside of his jacket, which I took.
Way to go.
So you changed the show. The show was changed. Are you happy about that? So essentially, you made Justin Plummer, you made Justin LaVey vanish. Kid, you know what? You're the second best announcer in IWC, because you know who number one was? Well, it was me. But since I don't do that anymore, it's now you. Thank you for making him disappear.
I think me and Pedro are ready to stage a revolt.
Now listen, excuse me, I know you got a real guest. I know you got Aftershock. Give me a second. Next month, Court Time Sports Center, Elizabeth, PA, minutes down the road. It's on October 19th. I posted a few weeks ago on IWC's Twitter account that I thought maybe we should go a little retro. The event next month is supposed to be IWC No Excuses. That's an old name. So next month, what we're going to do is we're going to change it up. Next month, we're going to present IWC Retro Reunion. And in IWC Retro Reunion, what we're going to do is we're going to feature IWC superstars of the past, present, and future. And while I don't want to give away all of the good news here tonight, there is a match I will announce. It is a rematch in the making now, 2 years, over 2 years. And we're going to do it on October 19th. It's going to be for the Super Indy Championship as Michael Facade will defend the IWC Super Indy Championship against the man that never lost it, Egotistico Fantastico. And it's going to take place next month at IWC Retro Reunion. More names, more surprises. We want to thank you guys, and unfortunately I couldn't question LaVey, but I'm going to find out exactly what LaVey had to do with Team Big League. We'll worry about that later. Get your guest out here. Thank you everybody for coming. Enjoy the show.
Now let's get Plummer back on task and actually accomplish something here. Thank you, Chuck.
All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the former TNA Impact Wrestling X Division champion and IWC's very own, your guest at this time, Zema.
Now here's an individual I am very interested in hearing from and hoping that he is health-wise a little bit closer to 100%. Zema Ion scheduled for action here this evening. But he was scheduled for an interview at Cage Fury, a guest as part of Justin LaVey's Chair Shot reality. And thanks to RJ City getting involved, we saw RJ kick Zema Ion right in his surgically repaired midsection. Zema had appendicitis. He had a tumor removed from his colon. Still very sensitive, tender part of his body. But thanks to it, Zema could not be in physical competition, could not compete that night. RJ exploited that with a shameless kick to the stomach. And later on, we found out RJ and LaVey seem to have some kind of mutual admiration society. First time we've heard from Zema since the day following that attack.
Team, I think we lost one of our microphones right here, but thank you for joining us on the first ever live edition of IWC Aftershock without Justin LaVey. This experience is going to be a little bit more pleasant this time because we all know that it was just a month ago before you were cleared to compete to wrestle. You were a guest on the live Chair Shot reality. RJ City made his way to the ring. It was at that point that Justin LaVey and RJ City blatantly attacked you while you were still recovering from your surgery. Now you're here tonight, you're ready to go, but unfortunately there's no LaVey, and I haven't seen RJ City in the back either. What are your thoughts coming into tonight?
My thoughts are, while I appreciate you having me as a guest here on Aftershock, I did not come here to talk on a microphone. I came here to wrestle. Look at me, I'm dressed. Zema, I'm actually glad that you're dressed.
Chest flexor of the STDs.
You shouldn't be worried about Justin LaVey or RJ City. You need to be worried about the STDs.
No comment. Crowd is chanting "bowling sucks" for those keeping track at home.
Now, you don't have an opponent. It's a big mystery who in your face tonight. But you don't have to look much further. So Zema, are you ready? No, I find it kind of ironic that I am dressed to wrestle and I called out RJ City and he's nowhere to be found.
Because bowling sucks.
But I see 5 of you surrounding me here. I don't really think this is fair. So what are you trying to do exactly?
Don't be scared.
Well, if you're scared, you can take that silly kid's haircut. You can take your tumors and you can go to the back.
Come on. Now that was completely uncalled for, and from behind, Brian McDowell. And I guess we have a matchup here. Zema on his first match back in IWC after appendicitis and a tumor on his colon, and it's Brian McDowell, who's got to be about, 260 pounds or so? McDowell has really come into his own in his own right, competing in that main event of Mountain State Madness 5 with Marshall Gambino against Blue Collar Slaughterhouse inside the confines of a steel cage. I don't think McDowell's ever faced anyone quite like Zema, however, but it's McDowell controlling things in the early going. Side headlock, deep stance, and I can't say that I'm surprised that RJ City is not here. Certainly not surprised that Justin LaVey and RJ City would not be here without the other. That relationship has certainly blossomed very quickly. Zema with a mesh to send, however. We will see if Zema's 100% throughout this matchup. And a takeover to McDowell, nicely done. Hip lock follow through. Zema didn't get all of that head scissors, but still able to get enough of it to get some damage here. Down with a crucifix pinfall, only finds 2. Zema trying to ground the big man, the Lord of the Lanes, the Kingpin, as he's called, a charter member of the STDs, the sexy, talented dudes, as McDowell crutches Zema. And a clothesline. Zema hits hard to the outside. Zema recently returning to TNA Impact Wrestling on the road after a lengthy absence due to those injuries. And you gotta hope that this matchup with McDowell doesn't put Zema back on the shelf, which it very easily could. And a handful of hair. Zema counters. McDowell hits that turnbuckle pad. Springing DDT, no counter. Great back and forth action, and Zema winds up with a drop kick. Using that quickness to take McDowell to the outside. Zema went to create the pace of the baseball style. He got caught both first on that guardrail. McDowell able to turn things around in his favor, and the STD certainly fully controlling the situation. And McDowell could win by countout here, and that could be a huge win in its own right against Zema, former X Division champion. To my recollection, the only athlete in IWC history to hold all 3 championships. And Zema, the worse for wear. Zema feeling the effects of that guardrail. And you gotta wonder, not just physically, but psychologically, the effects of coming back to action so soon after such a severe medical scare. And you see Zema favoring his midsection. As you have to know, that's at the forefront of Zema's mind, and it has to be affecting how he comes into this matchup. And McDowell's got the bowling ball. The official doing his best to get rid of that. And McDowell, he still has that bowling rag, or whatever you call it. I'm sure there's a technical term, but it's irrelevant right now. It's being used as a weapon to choke Zema. And McDowell has used that foreign object to take firm control of the international superstar. You can see the impact of that whip. Sent Zema bouncing off that turnbuckle. You see Ginger at ringside on the left side of your screen, stayed at ringside. The rest of the STDs have headed to the back as CJ Sensation finds 2 in the ring. STDs have a big 8-man tag team matchup still to come. And Zema trying to build some traction. Muscles the big man back into the corner. Zema outweighed, but certainly carries his own power level in his own right. That's certainly nothing to be shrugged off that. Zema gets the foot up, follow through, but right into the waiting arms of the Kingpin, the side suplex, cover, and no. And McDowell done a great job in arguably, perhaps inarguably, his toughest singles matchup of McDowell's young career. McDowell only been around for a little over a year, but able to rise to the occasion against a very high level of competition. Zema back to his feet. And McDowell able to shut down the momentum. Marshall. Gambino will join forces with these sexy, talented dudes a little bit later on in that 8-man tag team matchup. That's a very unique pairing. They're in the back, certainly preparing for a war with WA.R and Blue Collar, but Zema back in the ring countering, drops McDowell face first, and Zema flies high with a cross body, but what effect did that have on Zema's body? Keeping in mind the injury to that midsection only worsened by RJ City a month ago. And every time Zema tries to mount some momentum, McDowell there to shut Zema down. McDowell major Zema, but caught coming in. McDowell telegraphed it. Zema had the wherewithal to hit McDowell before McDowell hits him. Inverted atomic drop into the neck breaker. Zema covers, Zema finds 2. Zema looking to finish off McDowell. Springboard, moonsault. McDowell connected with the knees and again to that midsection. Right to that damaged area of the anatomy, and McDowell now Drop Zema hard, the full Nelson bomb. I could do an upset here. No. McDowell half a second away from pinning a former X Division champion, former IWC champion. Crowd coming alive for Zema. McDowell went to finish things, got cut off at the pass. Nobody home. Zema was a step ahead of McDowell. And that hurt the big man. May have landed wrong on that knee, and that gives Zema an opportunity. And Zema gives McDowell the scenic tour of the IWC ring he knows all too well. Reversal by the Kingpin. Zema connects with the back elbow. Amazing agility. That springing DDT, second time's the charm for Zema. Now what? Submission attempt. Not sure we've seen this very often from Zema. He's done some damage with it. I believe that's the way Zema broke Dakota Darso's arm on Impact Wrestling, and it gets the victory. You can see the torque of the arm of Brian McDowell stretch a way the human anatomy was absolutely not meant to go. Zema victorious in very emphatic fashion over a very tough upcoming Brian McDowell. Message sent to RJ City. Zema's back. Zema's ready to extract some revenge on Mr. Sports Entertainment and his buddy Justin LaVey. We could see it coming up. Our next DVD release was No Excuses. Now it's a retro night of IWC coming your way very soon. You gotta see it live. Court Time Sports Center coming up this October.
Seamless contest is scheduled for one fall.
I'll keep a note of it. We have Remy LaVey on the way to the ring. A dark and mysterious young man, and we learned back at Proving Ground 2 that he was suffering from a lot of, well, let's say internal conflicts in his youth. Uses that to propel him into a more active style in the ring. Remy's got some motivation from his past. We don't really know about the transgressions he's been through, but we'll see if it helps him take on another young athlete that's really catapulted himself over the past year.
He weighs in at 215 pounds. It's out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here is H.D. Cannon.
H.D. Cannon has to have a lot on his mind. A very successful athlete over the past year. And as a result, got so much opportunity here in IWC, notably matchups with John McChesney, with the Founding Fathers, a number of others. And H.D. Cannon was really the prized project of Justin Idol. Justin Idol's proudest accomplishment of the ICWA, Iron City Wrestling Academy, that Justin heads up. But what must be going through the mind of H.D. Cannon now that he is looking at the fact that Justin Idol is a founding father? Justin Idol joined Jimmy Vegas and Dennis Gregory, and I am still not sure exactly why. I've not had a chance to catch up with Idol to attempt to get his side of the story, but Super Hentai had lost a loser leaves town matchup to Justin Idol and Cage Fury. Hentai was out of the Founding Fathers, And I noticed quite coyly and under the radar, after that matchup, Jimmy Vegas had tossed a Founding Fathers t-shirt to Justin Idol. Idol looked at it very pensively and walked away. We weren't really sure how he made what he made of that decision. However, based on that fact, we understand that Idol joined the Founding Fathers sometime between that event at Cage Fury and Mountain State Madness 5 the next afternoon, because we saw Idol, shockingly, out there with Dennis Gregory as part of a tag team matchup the next afternoon against HD Cannon and Sam Cassidy. HD was expecting the normal Founding Father tag team of Dennis Gregory and Jimmy Vegas. So you gotta wonder what must be going through the mind of HD Cannon, especially at Mountain State Madness, but even now. That Justin Idol's not gonna be a go-to guy for advice anymore. Not gonna be somebody supporting the career of HD Cannon. Idol apparently has new motivations. Right now it's HD in the ring with young Remy LaVey. Only Remy's second IWC match, if I am correct. Saw him for the first time at Proving Ground 2. One-on-one with Ashton Amherst, if I'm correct. And it's Remy neutralizing the ankle of HD Cannon. Man, did you see the bend of that ankle on that tightly enforced ring cable? That's enough to do a lot of damage. And Remy is a fellow trainee of Justin Idol. Let's not discount Remy's reaction to all this, but I would suggest Remy was not as close to Justin Idol as HD Cannon was, certainly. Single leg heel trip by LaVey. Looking to trap that leg. Not sure which way he wants to go. Now he's figured it out. That inexperience of LaVey, something to watch out for as this matchup progresses. HD Cannon, again, much like a McDowell, only a little over a year in the game, but significantly more polished than a LaVey based on the level of competition that HD has encountered. LaVey not applying that half crab correctly. He's got to lean back with it, arch the back, really bend downward. HD able to counter out of that maneuver rather easily, and now begin a series of clotheslines. And HD, beautiful elevated spine buster. That could do it here. No. Near fall.
Get him, HD! Get him, HD!
HD limping gingerly on that ankle, but signaling. Gonna send Remy upstairs. Got him down with a suplex. Certainly not pretty, but able to drive that weight down. One more time. Snap variation that time. HD Cannon stringing this thing together. Third suplex. Fisherman style, nicely done. Can't lock the fingers. Remy LaVey able to slip out. The reason that maneuver was so successful for Kurt Hennig for so many years, you gotta lock the fingers when you bridge up. That cradles the shoulders and the legs together. Very difficult to kick out. An HD in firm control, boot straight to the face. That could do it. No, Remy LaVey barely got his foot either on top of the bottom rope or breaking the plane underneath the rope. Not really sure. But Remy LaVey was certainly out of it after that kick to the face. If it wasn't for the ring positioning, this matchup could have been over by now. LaVey trying to mount something, but HD Cannon on top of Remy. Pump handle action. Went to drive him down, counter by LaVey. HD plants the knee, going for it one more time. HD can put him anywhere he wants. Straight down to the back of the neck. Good night.
He's your winner, HD Cannon.
HD Cannon victorious. Justin Idol, I hope you are watching, because the man that once looked up to you for everything may use everything you taught him against you. HD Cannon has scored a settle with the Founding Fathers. It's Cannon and Jimmy Vegas one-on-one. Our next major release, IWC's Retro Night coming up this October. Nobody made a bigger impact at IWC's Proving Ground 2 than Ashton Amherst, and not only did he impress back here in White Oak, he also immediately made a statement for himself by attacking Facade on numerous occasions.
Forgot me from the last time that I was in this horrible town. I run this place. My shirt doesn't say it right now, but each and every one of you know that I am the best in Pittsburgh. SJK, see, that's the problem. For years and years, I've been in this area winning championships. And I can tell each and every one of you something. After Sterling James Keenan trained me, of all the places I've been, I'd rather deal with West Virginia hillbillies and McKeesport gutter trash than deal with all of you who think you're part of the show. Your job is to buy a ticket and pay to see me. And on that topic, I've had enough of the people who try to be me, whether it be the people who came before me in this city, Bruno Sammartino, Shane Douglas, and even Corey Graves himself. And now my problem is with your Super Indie champion. Facade, 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 it's all I hear. I'm in a major motion picture film. I'm the star, Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies. And of course, Mike Facade has to come and ruin my movie. This is my spotlight. This is now my company. So Facade, come out here and find out what these people already know. I am the best in Pittsburgh. And his opponent. He weighs in at 185 pounds and he's a Roman history tonight. Prevent while you're sleeping. He is the AI Ninja, the Aerosol Assassin, the IWC Super Indie Champion, Facade.
Facade, the Super Indie Champion, ready for no doubt a very physical rebuttal to the comments made by Ashton Amherst. Facade was attacked by Ashton twice in the month of August following Facade's matchup with Tony Nese for the Super Indie Championship inside the steel cage. And also during Facade's defense with Andrew Palace. Facade lucky to be Super Indie Champion today as a result of Ashton Amherst inserting himself in Facade's business. And let's keep in mind, this matchup is unsanctioned. What that means, Ashton Amherst has an IWC contract. It does not kick in till October the 1st. As a result, IWC was not able to sanction this as an official Super Indie Championship matchup or an official matchup representative of the IWC win-loss records or contendership rankings. As a result, this matchup is completely stricken from the record. It will be adhered under normal professional wrestling rules, but Facade and Ashton Amherst are not competing for any championships or any rankings. This has no bearing on the IWC as a company. And Amherst wasting no time making an enemy out of these people. Ashton calls himself the best in Pittsburgh, which certainly many will lay severe debate to. Ashton says it's all about lights, camera, and Ashton as a result of his major role in the movie Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies coming soon. And I'll tell you this, Ashton had a very prominent role among very well-known professional wrestlers. Rowdy Roddy Piper, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the franchise Shane Douglas, a number of others. Ashton had a leading role, Facade a supporting role, and in Ashton's eyes, that makes Ashton the better man. And Ashton wants no part of Facade in the early going. Ironic based on how Ashton has targeted Facade specifically. Perhaps he's upset the Super Indy title's not at stake, which certainly it cannot be until Ashton's contract becomes active. We heard the announcement from Chuck Roberts earlier that Facade would defend the Super Indy Championship in our next DVD release against Egotistico Fantastico. Ego had won Super Indy a couple of years back, but never had a chance to defend that championship that he won due to a severe injury that kept him out of action for upwards of a year. Of course, I'm talking about the dreaded torn quadriceps muscle. That is a famed injury in this industry over the past decade and a half. But Ego has come back from it. Facade grounding Ashton and has acquired Ashton's cranium accessory. Facade doing a great exhibition of his ground game. That's a part of his arsenal that's often overlooked, and that can be very dangerous. Facade is not just an aerialist, and Ashton finding that out the hard way. Facade used his aerial tactics last time here in this building at Proving Ground 2. Facade successfully defended the championship, or rather in a non-title matchup against Sammy Guevara, the young upstart out of Texas. And Ashton, his trunks say just that good, but his actions showing otherwise. And Ashton, hey, you could take a count out and there'd be no repercussions here. His IWC career has not yet begun. Crowd chanting Bomber, of course, that being Facade's popularized nickname for a number of years, street lingo for graffiti artists. Facade cinches in the front chancery. Ashton back to a vertical base to relieve the pressure. Facade, the Neon Ninja, the Aerosol Assassin. I didn't see an example of that quickness. Facade peels Amherst out of the corner. Facade grounding Amherst. Believe this may be the first time these men have ever met one-on-one. You're going to need a significant feeling out process, especially when you're dealing with two different styles. Amherst into the ropes. Official demands a break. And Amherst regrouping once again. Perhaps Amherst came into this a little bit too headstrong. Perhaps he expected to barrel over the competition here in IWC, but far from it. Amherst made his bed by targeting Facade. Now he has to lie in it. Facade connects with a knee strike and series of uppercuts. Facade up in the aggression and the tempo, and that'll only serve to Facade's advantage. As the matchup carries on, leg drop cover, hook of the leg. Again, a 2 count.
I can't deal with this blatant cheating.
Cheating?
He pulled my hair
What?
3 times.
Somehow doubt that.
This is why you wanted this This is ridiculous!
Well, Ashton, even though it's unsanctioned, there are still
I'm gonna tell
rules.
you right now, you call me chicken one more time, I'm gonna walk out of this building. Actually, time out. I'm bleeding, I need a doctor.
What?
I'm bleeding.
I'm bleeding, I need a doctor.
I'm bleeding. This is your company. I'm bleeding.
And Chuck Roberts is saying it's unsanctioned. The company doctor's not going to help you. Ashton did not think this plan over too thoroughly.
This contest 5 minutes.
I do believe. 5 minutes gone by. Half of it's been spent with Ashton on the outside of the ring. And back in, and Facade once again taking over. Amherst needs to realize that when it comes to independent wrestling in this area, he's in the big leagues now. There's no pushovers here. There's no people that think they're superstars but really aren't. There's just the top caliber talent that you can find in this area. Facade connects with a slam for 2. And Facade back to controlling Amherst, modified sleeper hold. Not so much lights, camera, Ashton now, that's for sure. I don't think we're gonna get a submission out of Amherst. Well, although we almost left, took a blatant count out, so suppose I can't say that. For the ride, Ashton up and over. Facade leapfrog, spinning heel kick, nicely done. And Facade went to elevate Amherst, possible suplex. And Amherst sensed it coming back to the outside. How much time can you kill? Now what? And Amherst, now with a steel chair he's gotten from the ringside area. And it's the referee's prerogative how this matchup is called. He can still call for a disqualification if he chooses. And the distraction allows Facade to send in Amherst the hard way. A series of strikes that's Facade in his element. Now Facade forcibly sends Amherst to the outside. Facade looking to fly, but Ashton picks his opening. Connects with a back elbow. And that was a tie turner. And Ashton gets 2 off of what is more importantly a major turn of momentum. Facade did not see that elbow coming. He thought Ashton was going to set up shop on the outside again, but Amherst caught us all completely off guard. Amherst just slowing down this tempo to an absolute halt. Delayed suplex, textbook style. And a lackadaisical cover. Title not on the line, but Facade is still the Super Indie champion. Still has Egotistico Fantastico in his crosshairs coming up on our next DVD when IWC goes retro. And Facade sent hard to the outside. Facade may not make it to Egotistico Fantastico, favoring the knee a moment ago. Oh, Facade sent for the ride. Throat first into that solid steel guardrail. And now the side of the post. Now keep in mind that post has edges on it. That's not rounded. That steel will dig into your flesh. And Ashton is in his element. Ashton pace, Ashton style. And Facade has not been able to get out of the blocks the past several minutes. Ashton with the choke. Right in front of the official again, blatantly. Ashton, in my estimation, may just be daring the official to count him out or disqualify him. Facade is dazed. Facade is dazed. He is out of it. Desperation maneuver. Just trying to get his wits about him is the suburban terrorist. But Amherst continues pressing the advantage. You gotta think if Amherst wins here, even though it is unsanctioned, we're not gonna hear the end of it. You know, Amherst would pursue Facade and that Super Indy title even harder, even though this win would really not be factored in. And Facade able to counter that suplex midstream, I believe. I believe he dropped Amherst's jaw first, and both men the worse for wear. Facade first to his feet. Has an opportunity for the first time in several minutes. Oh, you don't want to match strikes with the Neon Ninja, certainly. Down with the atomic drop. Inverted style. Facade all over Ashton Amherst. The Matrix maneuver into the heel kick. Nicely done. Could do it there, no. Facade half a count away. And Amherst, once again, not surprisingly, rolling to the outside back into his comfort zone. When it's not sneak attack, certainly we see a much different side of Ashton Amherst. And Facade up top. Now he flies with a puncher. But what damage did Facade do to himself? Facade hit back in the head first on that steel guardrail. But the important part is a lot of damage was done to Amherst. Facade willing himself through with adrenaline. His crowd certainly helping out a lot as well. Springboard. Oh no, contact made with the official. That springboard bulldog. Facade landed right on the ankle of the referee. And Facade's got to cover. This matchup should be over. And Facade going frustrated, and perhaps justifiably so. But it's Facade that made contact with the official. Is Facade mad at the official or himself? And now the chair involved. And Facade striking Amherst with a chair in front of the referee and out of the head. Did the official see it? Or doesn't it matter? It's unsanctioned. But Ashton gets to the ropes. My God, this matchup completely degenerated. Facade with more damage in mind. Risky business here for the Neon Ninja. Homage to Sabu, triple jump moonsault, no! Amherst trips up Facade, who landed face first in the steel. And Ashton with a cover, no! Oh my God, that was close. That was so close. I thought it was done, but Facade slipped up the shoulder. Facade with the heart of a champion. The great balance to stay on the apron. And the ninja gonna take flight. Amherst. What's Amherst doing with the official? Tightrope walk and Amherst. Amherst did that on purpose. Amherst put the official in harm's way, you gotta believe. The official unwittingly took a bullet for Ashton Amherst. Facade with a spin kick. Connects. Another dreadlock. This could be over. Ashton could tap out. And Facade realizing there's no official. I'm not sure if Ashton tapped out or not. But either way, Facade realized. Oh, wait a second. Ashton going for the Ashton experience. Homage to his trainer, Sterling James Keenan. Formerly known as the MK Ultra. And Ashton Amherst just pinned the Super Indy champion.
Ashton Amherst.
Ashton Amherst pinned Facade. And even though it's unsanctioned, even though the Super Indy title was not on the line, and even though Amherst used a lot of manipulative tactics involving the official, used his surroundings, the call was questionable, certainly. Ashton Amherst, it's not official, but his first appearance here was defeating a champion. That contract kicks in October 1st. Ashton is a player. Facade, what condition will he be in? He has to be back up to defend the championship next month against Egotistico Fantastico. Back with more action ringside, now joined by Zema Ion, fresh off of a victory earlier on against Kingpin Brian McDowell. Taking a look at the natural Sam Cassidy, an individual much like HD Cannon, who we profiled earlier, has to have a lot on his mind with the recent news of Justin Idol joining the Founding Fathers.
Absolutely, Joseph. This guy betrayed by his trainer, Justin Idol, in a way. Justin Idol, now a member of the Founding Fathers. But the natural, he's a real blue chipper, isn't he, Joseph?
Certainly is, and you know a little bit about fighting your trainer, don't you?
Yeah, me and Super Hentai, obviously. Quite a history there. What is it about trainers, just betraying students? Can't trust anyone these days, Joseph.
Since then, you've gone on to wrestle on cards and World Wrestling for IWC. But Sam, the fans really want to get to know our young up-and-comers in the Iron City Wrestling Academy. So Sam, first of all, what was it that made you want to become a professional wrestler?
Hey, Brooks. It all started 12 years ago when my dog was hit by a truck.
Nobody gives a shit about your dog.
Dennis Gregory. I wanted to hear that story.
Well, either way, it does not have a happy ending for sure, as Dennis Gregory blindsides Sam Cassidy. Gregory sends Cassidy awkwardly to the outside. Of course, Gregory, a charter member of the Founding Fathers. It was he and Jimmy Vegas who recruited Justin Idol. And we really don't have any hot news as far as why Justin Idol made the decision to take that Super Anti spot in the Founding Fathers. We know Idol had some disagreements with Chuck Roberts in recent months, but certainly never expected anything this drastic to happen from it. I
think it's just his overall frustration for years and years of feeling maybe not respected, not appreciated. And I think maybe joining the Founding Fathers was the shot in the arm that he felt like he needed.
It's very possible, but you look at guys like Sam Cassidy, guys like HD Cannon, who could always look to Justin Idol for advice, for input, to be by their side, if not physically, then certainly psychologically, as Gregory gets 2 off the cover. How does that change the dynamic of these young men, knowing that what they had to turn to for support and comfort is not there for them anymore?
Hey, welcome to the wrestling business. Don't trust anyone. You'll be stabbed in the back time and time again. I think it's a good learning experience, and it's great that they learn this as soon as they start wrestling as opposed to years down the road.
Dennis Gregory, the only 5-time IWC champion in history. His history speaks for itself throughout this company. Nobody's had the staying power and longevity in this organization as Dennis Gregory, and certainly Sam Cassidy going to school, courtesy of the former 5-time champion and tag champion Sunset Flip, only one.
Dennis Gregory's been at war with the various rookies of IWC for most of this year, Joseph.
I think he's had some issues where he's a little bit, backslide, nicely done. Couldn't get the bridge he needed. I think Gregory feels a little bit slighted that so many of them have gotten the spotlight as opposed to the Founding Fathers. Cassidy did not have all that pinning combination. Gregory to the outside to regroup. But I think Gregory, in his mind, much like a Vegas or an Idol, believes that the Founding Fathers still the most dominant force here in IWC, and certainly that could be up for some debate. But Gregory going to take it out on these youngins, and keep in mind, last time we were in this building, Proving Ground 2, Cassidy's tag team actually got a count-out victory over the Founding Fathers, which Gregory was, of course, a part of.
Absolutely, and I think it definitely speaks volumes of the rookies such as Sam Cassidy and HD Cannon that they can hang with guys like Dennis Gregory and Justin Idol. They've proven this last time we were here in White Oak and at court time, and once again here tonight, Sam Cassidy proving that he's not intimidated by a vet like Dennis Gregory, and he's holding his own up until that point.
Yeah, Cassidy a little bit too tentative, took too much time to get to the outside, had it telegraphed, and Gregory was waiting for him. That's the difference between hanging with somebody and putting all the puzzle pieces together to finally win a matchup. When you got a guy like Gregory, who wrestling is like a second instinct to him at this point. He's been doing this for practically 20 years, if not that. And Gregory certainly no stranger running his mouth as well. He's at home in that ring. He's in his comfort zone. Certainly you can't say the same yet about young Mr. Cassidy.
Absolutely, but it's only going to make Cassidy's game better being in the ring with a veteran like Dennis Gregory. It's only going to make him better. The trademark Dennis Gregory jaw-jacking with the crowd. He's a silver-tongued demon, Joseph.
He absolutely is.
I wish I had wit as quick as his. As quick as yours, actually. You're quite the witty individual yourself.
Well, it's not about me. It's about Dennis Gregory right now, choking away at Sam Cassidy with what I believe is his wrist tape. And Cassidy, as the old expression goes, I believe he's out to lunch right now.
He is out to lunch right now.
Thank you for your confirmation of that, Zema.
I'm just being honest.
Couldn't do it without you, pal. Second turnbuckle on the inside. There you see the symbol of the Founding Fathers, or the Founding Fathers, to throw in the Pittsburghese. Cassidy, don't think he sees him coming. Now he does. Gregory too much time to hot dog. Gregory's still running his mouth. Hard to get a word in edgewise in a Dennis Gregory match.
If I were him, I wouldn't take Sam Cassidy so lightly. This kid will surprise you. He's a blue chipper.
I'd heard that once or twice. The Founding Fathers have a history of taking people lightly. Keep in mind, Colin, Delaney, and Keith Haught upset them for the tag titles. We've discussed HD Cannon's rise to prominence, and Cassidy sends Gregory down face first.
Exactly. What did I tell you? Don't take him lightly.
At Gregory's foot on the rope, the momentum of the maneuver had put Gregory's foot on the rope. Gregory did not do that consciously.
Hey, that's a vet maneuver, though. That instinct, that second nature that you talked about, Joseph.
Well, I'm not sure if I can credit Gregory with it, as it was the impact of the maneuver that did that. Cassidy just a victim of his surroundings, I believe.
Thank you for your honesty. What do we have here?
A cloverleaf attempt, roll up, has the shoulders trapped, and Gregory with a tight cover got the win.
That is a vet right there. That's vet 101.
Founding Fathers victorious, and it seems like the new incarnation of the Fathers. Dennis Gregory, Jimmy Vegas, Justin Idol, picking up right where the last incarnation left off. a dangerous threesome, especially if you're an IWC rookie, Zema.
Indeed. I know a thing or two about dangerous threesomes, but this is one that nobody should sleep on. Do not take these guys lightly. Oh, blatant disrespect.
Sam Cassidy a long way from earning the respect of Dennis Gregory. More action still to come on Friday Night Fights. He's so chipper even without the tag titles.
Hey, I'm ready.
Introducing team number 1. They weigh in for a weight of 927 pounds. First being escorted ringside by Ginger. And representing the STDs. Here is Corey Futuristic, Just Flexor, and Andrew Palace. And their tag team partner being escorted ringside by his business associate, Madison. Here is Marshall, Wonderful, Gambino.
You would think this was a very unlikely foursome. However, Marshall Gambino's past with Chest Flexor as part of the family together has led to a sort of a mishmash of these two factions. Flexor on his own now leads the STDs. That's sexy, talented dudes for those of you scoring at home.
Do you feel like Marshall and Pedro should have called each other this morning and maybe discussed whether or not they were wearing the exact same outfit or just...
Well, Pedro's got that lilac vest on. That may differ.
Oh, I didn't even see the vest. So basically, Marshall Gambino is a jacket and a vest away.
There you get a great shot of it for our home viewers. Colin, what do you know about STDs?
I know everything they taught me in health class. That's about it.
Not sure if we're discussing the same thing anymore.
Oh.
Ginger and Madison at ringside.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's 6.
Matt Segarra still injured as a result of the cage match a month ago. As a result, Mike Rayne has been called in to replace Segarra, teaming with Bronco, McBride, and W.A.R. We Are Rockstars, the team of Aiden Bale and Jordan Lennox, in what is certainly going to be an out-of-control tag team contest with major potential implications on the tag team division you know so well, Colin.
Sure. We Are Rockstars. Locked horns with them and Elizabeth. We got one half of the Blue Collar Slaughterhouse, who I've done battle with before, and these STDs here. There's 3 of them, but any 2 of them could enter the tag team division at any minute.
So what you're saying is Marshall Gambino has 3 STDs?
I'm not saying. I'm not a doctor.
I see.
Yeah, one half of the Gambinos.
Chest Flexor is yelling at me. I swear to you, I did not do something with Matt Segarra. Well.
Oh, yeah! You are spot on dressed like Marshall today.
Yep.
There is a lot of black dress shirts, black pants, and blue ties today.
For those home viewers, I am dressed quite not intentionally similar to Mr. Gambino.
He is doing his best Gambino impression right now.
We have a shot, apparently, of the commentary area. Thank you very much, whoever you are.
The ref is going to have his hands full here. I can already tell you that.
Well, at least I got some camera time for once instead of plumber hawking it all. But be that as it may, action starting out, 8-man tag.
And looks like Marshall didn't really know what was going to go on here.
I think Marshall's given up already. I think Marshall, instead of me right now, is thinking, what happened to my life?
We got 4 dudes on different pages. Well, 3 dudes on different pages.
And Marshall's left 4-on-1 with Team W.A.R. And Marshall never backed down from a fight in his life. He's going to take it to him.
Not backing down, but that's 4-on-1. STD's wiped out early, and that leaves the...
And usually you don't wipe out STDs early. Usually they stick around for a while.
I don't know. I think if you get... I'm not getting into this conversation with you right now. That's neither here nor there.
Well, Marshall's trying to rally the troops. Marshall, I believe, wants to be the leader of this matchup, but he's got so many goofballs.
Sure.
The goggles enthusiast, Andrew Palace, and the time travel enthusiast, Corey Futuristic, and the chest flexor enthusiast, Chest Flexor.
I'm not so sure that he wouldn't be better off with the girls on the floor.
There's an easy joke in there somewhere as well, but let's move on.
I hope it does not involve STDs.
Well, there you go. Aiden Vale bothered by on-again, off-again shoulder problems. Not showing him now. Great standing moonsault for 2.
Big sweep and a moonsault. Aiden Vale really taking it to him. Here comes Jordan Lennox. We are rock stars. They are they're fun, they're energetic, they're young.
Double whip.
Double hip.
Great tag team synergy. Mr. Wrestling Now, Jordan Lennox taking over. And Palace tags out to Corey Futuristic. Now this could go any number of ways. Corey Futuristic claims he is from the future. Claims to time travel. Actually trains in the future with Nolan Gowan, from what I understand, the current 1.5-year-old son of Zach.
I don't even know what to say to you. So instead, I'm just going to say, there's a body slam, and McBride up on the second.
Big Bronco gonna fly.
There we go, Bronco. Big elbow drop.
Steel cage in West Virginia, not enough to support Bronco, but the second turnbuckle was in this respect, and in comes Chest Flexor.
The leader of this ragtag group.
And a deceptively tough individual.
Absolutely. Don't let the hair and the face fool you.
And really all of the above. The attire, the choice in friends.
Mostly the face.
The creepy eyes.
that dead stare in his eyes.
Yeah. That come hither look. And it comes the bull.
And Mike Rayne, a last-second replacement in this match, but hello!
Yeah, let's not shortchange Rayne. He went undefeated in IWC for well over half a year before being defeated by then Super Indy champion Anthony Nese. Rayne in a big-time wave of momentum.
There he is. Nice big senton on Gambino. Takes the bigger man off his feet.
Now, Colin, this is great scouting for you as well to some of the fellow top contenders in the tag team scene. Are there any weaknesses you're finding in any of these tag teams?
Well, a lot of these teams are not full right now, so I can't really get a great gauge. Aiden Vale to the floor. And, hey, decides going to introduce himself to a lovely lady on the floor.
And that's Madison, the business associate. Hello. Aiden Vale getting a little fresh.
Getting a little frisky out there.
And Marshall took none too kindly to it. And if that's the punishment for that, I think Aiden Vale should turn asexual.
Living that rock star life.
Well, he loves his booze, he loves his bronze, but Marshall loves his spine busters. 2 count.
I'm surprised Aiden Vale didn't go through the mat on that spine buster. Wow.
And what a motley crew Gambino had to choose to tag from. On Palace.
Speaking of motley crew, Aiden Vale in the ring. See what I did there? He's a rock star, motley crew.
Master of the segues.
A segue into nothing, though.
Yes.
You're welcome. Big elbow in the corner by Palace.
And now he has no idea who to tag. These guys don't have a clue.
Even Palace thinks his group is ragtag.
And Futuristic and Flex are getting their cheap shots in.
Aiden's in a rough place right now.
You ever put on those goggles of Andrew Palace?
No.
I've heard it's like a psychedelic mind trip looking through those.
Really? Did Corey Futuristic bring those back from the future?
He may have.
He may have.
He may have brought them from the past to like a Woodstock festival or something.
He's futuristic, though, not pasturistic.
Well, he traveled into the past to get here, though.
Oh, yeah.
It has to go both ways, or else we would have never met him, which wouldn't have been a bad thing. Be that as it may.
Corey Futuristic's hurting my brain right now by accident.
It's a paradox. And in the ring, it's Flexor trapping the legs and the shoulders, gets 2. You gotta wonder how much the injured shoulder of Aiden Vale will come into play when it comes to kickouts.
Yeah, this ragtag group could not have picked a better member to isolate here.
Did you break out your old-timey dictionary for ragtag and you get really proud of it?
Yeah, that happens a lot to me. Here comes Marshall, and last time he was in the ring, he literally almost put Aiden through the mat. So if I'm the Flexor Palace Futuristic team, I let the big man do as much damage as he can.
Absolutely. Marshall, I think, is the only one coming into this matchup focused.
Yes, and it shows. It shows.
Marshall looking for retribution on Blue Collar Slaughterhouse because as Jordan Lennox gets baited in by Marshall Gambino. Marshall Gambino and Brian McDowell were defeated in the steel cage by Blue Collar Slaughterhouse.
Right, yeah. Marshall's got a lot of experience with these dudes here.
Here comes Futuristic.
Ow.
All the wind rushing out of young Aiden Vale, only 21 years of age.
21 years of age?
Yeah. You remember 21, Colin Witt, cover in the ring?
No,
No.
I don't remember 21.
I think that may have been one of your problems in the past.
Yeah.
Palace tagged in.
Man, say what you will about this ragtag group, but they are really taking it to Aiden Vale. They've got the ring cut in half. They're doing like a team should do. Very impressive.
The follically gifted Palace tagging out to Flexor now. Double Russian leg sweep, and in all seriousness, Aiden Vale is getting into some big-time trouble right now.
Big-time trouble, but he is close to his corner. Flexor, there you go. Flexor taking a little too much time to himself there. Little too much attaboy.
And a very lax cover, and certainly you could speak of the toughness of W.A.R. They were part of that three-way tag team matchup with Team Big League at Caged Fury. Not going to beat anybody of that caliber with 1 foot on the chest.
Sure. No, I've stepped in the ring with these two. And if nothing else, they have, whoa! Big double clothesline there. But yeah, no, if nothing else, We Are Rockstars. They're young, they're full of energy, they're full of life. It's really hard to put those two down. They live hard and they live fast. And
turning point here for this matchup. Both men need a tag. Who are we going to see? Andrew Palace in.
Palace in first. Can Vale get there? Chin breaker. X Factor.
But Aiden Vale still has to make the rest of the journey.
He's so close.
It's inches, but it feels like miles. Can Aiden Vale get the freshman in?
The outstretched arms of his teammates.
So close.
Palace coming around, though.
Now Palace needing a tag.
Again, Palace makes it first.
That may have been all Aiden had left, that spurt of offense.
Super kick.
Meets Futuristic. In comes Jordan.
In comes Jordan, but in comes Marshall.
Yeah, Futuristic backed off, and Marshall, a bull, ready to absorb the brunt of this offense.
Oh! If for those keeping score at home, I think there's maybe 8-man tag, but Marshall is ahead on points.
Here comes Mike Rayne, crossbody. Could do it.
Broken up. Andrew Palace.
Marshall, the most decorated tag wrestler in IWC history.
Big DDT from Palace.
Yeah, it's a Palace specialty. Rayne has the wherewithal to roll to the outside, and here comes Bronco.
Bronco shows Palace back. He's up. Big clothesline off the second.
And that's a big frame to put in motion. Futuristic. Backcracker.
Big longboard by Futuristic.
And Corey Futuristic, the last one standing. There he's doing his little dice rolly gimmick thing. Aiden Vale, drum roll, please. Overhead neck breaker.
Now usually this is followed up by Jordan Lennox. I don't see Jordan anywhere though.
Jordan still hurt from Marshall. Flexor disposes of Aiden. Referee can only throw his hands up. Nothing he can do about this.
Flexor.
Oh no. Flexor gonna fly. Flexor starting an STD's chant. Here goes Flexor. Never mind.
And yep, that went just about as well as I expected a chest flexor dive to go.
Oh, the goggles! Palace has the goggles. He takes way too much time to put these things on. I think these goggles have backfired, Colin. Every single attempt he's made with them.
Yeah, he's up there. Here he goes, though. He's going to fly.
And Flexor grabbed the rope to pull himself up, and he tripped his own partner.
Wow.
Give me a break.
Well, there's 2 out of 3.
What a maroon.
Corey Futuristic, though.
Futuristic says he has this. What is it? Marshall. Look at this. He's got his own partner on top of Bronco.
Marshall Gambino has seen enough.
He's using his own partners
talented dudes.
His own partners as offensive weapons. Marshall declining every idea the STDs have. Marshall putting his STDs in their place. Well, come on, guys. Toots. Reading your dictionary, Colin.
I use toots all the time.
And
dames, broads, toots.
The STDs are out of here.
STDs are out of here.
Marshall
Gambino's going to do it on his own, though.
6 inches from hell. That's going to do it, but Lennox makes the save, and Flexor and company, even Ginger, they're out of here.
They're leaving. Here comes W.A.R.
And Marshall.
Double flapjack.
4-on-1 odds.
Uh-oh. The STDs are having second thoughts, though.
Aiden Vale may be ready for a solo.
Having second thoughts about that leaving thing.
Well, they're going to get the loser's end of the purse money if they hightail it. Mike Rayne.
They're coming back, but Mike Rayne!
No, look out! Mike Rayne made the decision for him.
Mike Rayne deep in the second row. Who are rock stars?
They are rock stars.
They are rock stars. We are rock stars.
We can all be rock stars vicariously through war.
Splash, leg drop, and a 1, and a 2, and a good night.
Here are your winners, as he got promoted by Mike Rayne, and we are Rockstars.
Aiden Vale, Jordan Lennox, Mike Rayne, and Big Bronco victorious in 8-man tag team competition. Unbelievable action. The STDs abandoning Marshall Gambino, and it was all over from there, as tough as Marshall is. With a victory here, W.A.R. got to be right back in line for a tag team title opportunity at Team Big League. We'll see if it comes to fruition. But up next, our main event.
I'm a real big time.
He weighs in at 185 pounds. Just like out of Erie, Pennsylvania. He represents Team Big League, and he is your reigning and defending IWC Heavyweight Champion, Big League, John McChesney.
Even with a steel cage, even with Joseph Brooks at ringside running interference, John McChesney found a way to retain the IWC Championship in his matchup with Dalton Castle at Cage Fury. Will he be so lucky here tonight with similar promises being made by his camp?
Justin, what do you think was up with that? Did they not say no interference in that cage match? What's the story there?
I don't know. I've never known whether or not to trust Norm. I may never will. Was it a plan? Was it a ruse? Did McChesney go above Norm's head? I really don't know the answer. Maybe we'll find out.
I'm standing before you, the International Wrestling Cartel Heavyweight Champion. I've held this belt for nearly a year now. I've had more Super Indy title reigns than anybody in this building. I run Team Big League. And Norm Connors has made this match Norm Connors has banned Team Big League from this match. He's putting my back against the wall, telling me that I have to prove myself. This in my hands proves that I'm the best. So you know what, Chuck Roberts and Norm Connors? I'm gonna play ball. You guys, I don't need you. You're banned from ringside. However, I do have a great idea. You guys, you got the mouse of gold. I think you should go commentate.
What?
the match.
They're gonna kick me out?
How about that?
Well, yeah, I think that's your cue.
That's Joe Dombrowski, yes.
I'm leaving. Bye. I'm going.
So you guys, I got this tonight.
All right, well, we'll roll with these punches. That's a good idea. We're able to get a lot of answers here. I'll be needing another chair from young JP back here.
He weighs in at 221 pounds.
Okay, Mr. Nuts on my left side, please.
Everybody listen to me. I have a lot of things I need to say.
Big League's running this show right now, Brody.
Well, you should probably wait till Pedro's done talking so somebody can hear you.
I'm sitting.
Joined now by the tag team champions, Joseph Brooks and Jimmy Nuts of Team Big League, and we got a lot of questions for you guys.
Hold on, because I have a lot of things I need to say. I'm a very important man. Number one, from here on out, you should call me Captain Crash. Or you can refer to me as Mr. Hammer, because I run this place like a boss with a 10-pound hammer called my right fist. Do you understand me, Joe Dombrowski?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
All right.
Mr. Hammer.
Mr. Hammer is correct. Captain Crash, Joseph Brooks, the Bon Jovi of this generation. Go ahead and continue with your question.
Well, I was going to talk about...
Actually, I have one more thing I need to say.
I'll be over here.
If you are interested in any of my other thoughts, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Mr. R3 Joe Brooks. Continue on with your question.
Logan Shulo has made his way out to the ring. Am I allowed to remark upon Mr. Shulo?
Logan Shulo is a phenomenal athlete.
Yes.
He is tall, he is big, he is strong. There is no denying the capabilities and talents of one Logan Shulo. But it must be acknowledged that Mr. Big League himself, John McChesney, is a smarter competitor. A man that is trained with J-Rock and Tracy Smothers. He has been with experienced talent. He has traveled the roads with them and learned from them. Joe Dombrowski, I'm doing your job for you.
Well, I'm just laying back here.
Go ahead and continue.
If you take a breath once in a while, we can continue to talk about this
Continue.
matchup. Logan Shulo, in many estimations, should be the IWC champion. Screwed out of it this past December thanks to a big plot devised by John McChesney, Norm Connors and company, Team Big League. But while we wait, we have a lull here as McChesney does not want to get in the ring. I'll straight up ask you, Brooks, right now, since you're on a roll. Norm Connors, the executive consultant of Team Big League, said nobody was going to interfere in the steel cage match with Dalton Castle. You broke that rule. Why was that?
Number one, I was never inside the cage. The only way to have interfered would have been to be inside the cage. Was I inside the cage?
No, that's the point of the cage. That's the point of the cage, to keep you
So
outside.
I did not interfere. What match were you watching to come out here and imply that I was interfering when I was clearly never inside the cage?
What were you doing out there?
It's like they say in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and what happens outside the cage happens outside the cage.
Well, Mr. Nuts, why did you choose to not get involved to the extent of Brooks? It seemed like you gentlemen were not really on the same page as far as that decision went.
First off, we're the tag team champions, so obviously we're on the same page. Joe, I respect Norm Connors. I grew up watching Norm Connors' product on local television. Norm is somewhat of a mentor to me. And in what our leader says to do, and overall that is Norm, I'm going to listen to him.
Now, I want to pick that apart. You said what our leader does. John McChesney just got done saying he runs Team Big League. Is there a struggle for power between McChesney and Norm Connors?
You know what? There's always some sort of, ego played into the scenario, but we're
Jimmy-
all on the same page.
Jimmy,
There's
if I
reason why
may.
we're called a team.
I look at us as America. We are free. We are powerful.
What?
We are strong, and we have a lot of weapons, like a C4 confetti cannon. And we will explode our weapons over the nighttime sky and glitter down upon everyone, like the blazing fires of Allah. But besides all of that, we have checks and we have balances. We have Norm Connors and we have John McChesney. We have the Republicans and the Democrats. We have a lot of opinions and a lot of important things that need to be said. But the number one thing you should take away from all of this is that me and Jimmy Nuts are the military and the muscle and the backbone. And without us, I don't know how much would really be done. We're tag team champions. Did you forget that?
Well, it's an incredible soundbite. John McChesney now trying to break the go-behind of Logan Shulo. I don't think I got any answers in that rant. Something about you guys are Americans because you have a Johnny B. Bad blaster.
Johnny B. Bad
I'm going to Johnny
had
beat your
a
butt.
Joseph Brooks confetti cannon.
Get
it right.
C4 confetti cannon.
C4, Captain Crash confetti cannon in homage to the great John Bon Jovi.
See here, what you're looking at right now, Logan Shulo obviously showing off he has muscle. No one's going to argue the fact that Logan Shulo is a stronger competitor in this match, but John McChesney taking his time, calling audibles, much like an
Brains
experienced
over
veteran
bronze.
quarterback in the NFL.
He's very, very cerebral athlete. He hasn't gotten to this point on accident. If you look throughout history of IWC cumulatively, Nobody has held the IWC title for as many days in their career as John McChesney. That is a fact.
Here's the bottom line that you have to realize. Logan Shulo has to be the next John McChesney. John McChesney doesn't need to be the next Logan Shulo.
That's true. Shulo is trying to reach big league's league.
I think that's debatable. I think Logan Shulo was doing a great job being the first Logan Shulo for a number of months until Team Big League went back into control. And ever since then, Norm Connors has attempted to keep Logan Shulo out of the title picture. We've seen Norm blowing whistles and turning lights out. We've seen Norm making matches where Shulo and Dalton Castle have to win or not get title shots again for a year. Logan Shulo's had to fight the odds just to get this opportunity, and it's a testament to him that this matchup's even happening.
I think you are a little biased towards Team Big League, and you're a little bit pro Shulo when you should be more pro Big League.
Well, I worked for Norm, sir, and you really didn't, so I would have more of a perspective on how he operates.
Yeah, but you are sitting in between
The tag team champions.
I can't deny that.
Tag team.
I can't deny that you guys bested Haught and Cute. You guys bested W.A.R. You're a tremendous duo together. I can't deny your abilities, your accomplishments. I think, largely speaking, you guys are the future of this area as far as professional wrestling, perhaps even beyond.
That area, industry. Future of this industry.
You guys can go as far as you guys will let yourselves go, as long as you focus on yourselves and not the bidding of somebody else, be it Norm Connors or John McChesney. That's my estimation.
Did you hear that?
McChesney, a master of the chops. And he chopped down someone the size of Shulo.
Come on, John.
Nice headlock takeover.
Beautiful headlock takeover. I'm not going to deny that, but John is a smart man.
Keep in mind, Shulo's not all power. He certainly has the fundamentals. He's certainly a great mat wrestler as well. And he can wear down John McChesney, and that's what you have to do. John McChesney has staying power and resilience second to none.
Shulo's really applying that headlock. This would be a great there. Look at that. Look at that. John using his brains again.
So, now let me ask you guys this. What is the basis of Norm Connors laying down this edict of Team Big League being barred from ringside? What are you guys trying to prove?
Superiority.
Okay.
Simple as that. John McChesney, while our help is a bonus, he is very capable of accomplishing it on his own. He's the world champion.
I'm not denying that. And I think it's refreshing to see Norm Connors make that decision, which is why I was so skeptical of it in the first place. It didn't seem like something that behooved Team Big League to put sanctions on themselves.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Dombrowski.
Okay.
If that's your name.
Mr. Hammer.
Are you trying to stir the proverbial pot amongst Team Big League?
I'm not. I'm
not sure if I like the cut of your jib.
I'm a journalist. I'm asking questions. You guys were banned from ringside. You chose to come out anyway in the cage match. Mr. Nuts did not, and now you guys are banned once again. You're over here.
All this talk about deceitfulness and there being an issue amongst Team Big League, and not once have you acknowledged John McChesney's beautiful springboard.
Well, it just happened a couple of seconds ago, but it's very beautiful. Side headlock takeover by Shulo. I'm just saying it seems like we're getting fed two different agendas from McChesney and Norm.
Two different agendas is how you see this? Did you ever think that just maybe there is a bigger picture that you're not seeing?
That's what I'm trying to find out. That's why you're here.
Bigger than us. You didn't even expect us to be here. When did you have time to prepare these questions?
I've had these questions since Cage Fury, and since we've had this speculation, I want to know what's going on between Norm and Justin LaVey, but we don't even have time to pursue that right now. We have a heavyweight title match in the ring.
So you're saying that you sit around and think about me all the time, Joe?
When I'm doing my job as part of research.
So you think about nuts all the time?
Come on.
Let's get back to action.
John's tougher than a $2 steak. He's getting up right now. Oh, nice reverse. Look at that, using his brains.
Now John is in the driver's seat.
See? Shulo misses with the foot. McChesney saw it coming.
Oh!
And able to take away that vertical base.
I'm going to stand up and applaud that.
Wins championships.
It does. I can't deny that.
For those of you watching at home, that was me applauding that beautiful move right
Yes. Both Mr. Brooks and Mr. Nuts certainly fully approving of John McChesney's tactics right now, as they should. It has worked so far for McChesney in this matchup. It's worked so far for Team Big League, having so many championships in their stable.
Look at him work that knee. You know, Joe.
Yes.
Can I call you Joe?
Yes, you may.
Joe. I think I'd like to call you Mr. Joe.
Okay.
Mr. Joe. Mr. Hammer here talking. I'm an educated man. Did you know this?
Well, you're very smart, yes.
I'm a graduate of West Virginia University.
All right, well, we'll hold that against you. Yes, I have.
I have a master's degree.
Okay.
I speak 3 languages.
Okay.
John McChesney is a smart man. I know this because great minds think alike.
Let me mention briefly that Shulo's shoulders were trapped for 2. Shulo reaching to the ropes to break the hold, but please continue.
You continue to do your job.
I'm
I'll
trying.
continue to do my job.
I'm waiting to get to the question that was going to be asked.
I never mentioned a question. I asked if I could call you Joe.
McChesney with a cover. Shulo is certainly the much larger of the 2, but size is neutralized when Shulo's on the canvas.
Look at that, scraped his back up real good.
Hey, Joe, who's in the driver's seat?
McChesney is still in the driver's seat,
Okay,
sir.
just making sure.
They have not switched. Yes.
Yeah, you haven't missed that action, have you?
I'm watching. I'm doing my best.
I'm over here trying to call action. John McChesney, you're over here reminding the world of how educated I am. Granted, I appreciate it, but I'm not the guy we should be talking about. We should be
Couldn't have said
talking
it
about
better.
John McChesney.
Couldn't have said it better. John McChesney is the subject here, and I think McChesney's going to have some other issues down the line if he can get through Logan Shulo with Dalton Castle. Keep in mind, Dalton pinned McChesney in a tag team matchup a day after Cage Fury at Mountain State Madness 5.
Woo! Shulo will not be walking right after that one.
McChesney into the cover.
Come
Only
on,
2.
hold him down a little
It's
bit
such
more.
a privilege to work underneath John and Norm at the exact same time. You want to say about different pages, but there's one thing that they're always constantly doing, and that's teaching and growing and learning.
That is true. They have certainly a wealth of knowledge to spread under the learning tree, but I noticed you guys kind of glossed over my point a moment ago that John McChesney was pinned by Dalton Castle at Mountain State Madness 5.
I don't recall that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry I brought it up.
Can you say it in Spanish, and I might understand it then?
I'll go to some translator website, get back to you on that one. But right now the focus is on John McChesney and Logan Shulo. Shulo trying to fight up from underneath there.
See, John's letting the fans get in his head now. Listening to Nimrods like you.
I'm not doing anything, but that's a problem John McChesney has. He's so headstrong, he lets these people bother him. And Shulo mounting the offensive.
Come on, John.
A heavy metal Jesus resurrects his offense. And it's noticeably more silent here at the broadcast table. Shulo goes senton.
It's because we knew it was coming.
Nobody home.
When I listen to you make a fool of yourself on a live microphone.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, won't be the last.
And McChesney has an opening. Shulo knocked the wind out of his own body, and McChesney gravitated towards that top turnbuckle. He's done a lot of damage there in the past.
I don't know if Logan can even run right now.
Well, Logan trying to get feeling back into those legs. Look at this! Got the leap!
Yeah, there you go.
But couldn't follow through because of the damage done.
How many times has Logan put people in this position?
Logan has done that to expert precision countless times, but McChesney created that weakness and exploited it.
Tree of woe.
Yes.
And McChesney.
Little taste of his own medicine. Logan Shulo did that to me.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
All the way to McChesney.
The praises of Logan Shulo now.
McChesney in control. All that body weight down to the midsection. McChesney's learned that one from the best as well.
I believe it's about to wrap up.
TKO countered. Halo bomb coming. No, McChesney free. Second time. TKO.
Counter him, John.
McChesney's won a lot of matches this way. No. Shulo survives.
That's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right.
Got a lot left in the tank. John's a supreme athlete with absolute amazing sustainability.
Are you trying to convince yourself of that?
No. Shut up.
Let's notice a little duress in your voice.
Pipe down.
McChesney back to his feet. McChesney is undoing his kick pad. He's exposing that boot, and Shulo counters. The agility of Shulo, undeterred, got the knee strike. And McChesney.
One.
Roll up, got him. No.
Sharpshooter.
Can he turn the big man over? Got him.
You know, John McChesney invented the sharpshooter. I don't know if you knew that. He told me that yesterday.
Well,
he invented that.
I see you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
There's no Kool-Aid to be drank. He only gives me Sprite.
Shulo bridging up, trying to negate the pain.
Come on, Johnny.
McChesney drags Shulo into the center. Will Shulo tap away the IWC title?
Give up, Jesus.
A second burst of adrenaline gets Shulo to the rope. The hold must be broken.
But how much damage has been done to the leg of Logan Shulo?
Well, that's a great question. It's been a target this entire matchup. McChesney has certainly created that proverbial bullseye.
And what is Logan's go-to bread and butter move?
Well, he loves to, McChesney with a cover here too. He loves the halo bomb, and he loves to use those ropes and use his deceptive agility. Both those things may be neutralized here. They may be taken away thanks to Big League. That's a good point.
Oh, I heard that over here.
You take the legs away from Logan Shulo, it's a lot like Samson's hair getting cut. The power is gone. That was the edge in this match that Shulo had to capitalize on and has been stripped away from him.
McChesney up top, able to adjust himself midair. Discus lariat by Logan.
No!
Where's
Joe?
Where's Brooks going? Brooks just left.
Joe, come back.
Joseph Brooks has left, and Jimmy Nuts is saying, come back. And you're telling me there's no conflicting message here. There's no conflicting battle plan in Team Big League. Brooks looking to get involved, and Nuts trying to talk him out of it. And McChesney with a roll-up almost stole this thing. Now is this all?
Wait, 1 second. No, don't you dare. No.
Is this all a game?
You've been barred from ringside before the match, but right now you're barred from the building. Let's go. Yeah, you. Get out of here.
It's security kicking everybody out. Nuts is saying he didn't even do anything, but Brooks was going to get involved and Nuts was stopping him. Is this all part of a plot? Is this a big show? Is this a mind game? Or is there really unrest and dissension in Team Big League? Are McChesney and Norm given two separate battle plans? And back in the ring, it's one-on-one, as was intended. Shulo, he's gonna win the title. Halo bomb! Halo bomb! What the hell? That's Shane Taylor! That's a 375-pounder! Oh my God! He's one of the original members! One of the original members of Team Big League! And Shane Taylor practically beheads Shulo. We haven't seen Taylor in IWC in years. Where did this come from? And Team Big League, Norm said Team Big League was banned. I guess Shane Taylor, not an official member of Team Big League. Is this part of a plan? Or did McChesney call an old buddy? What the hell is going on in Camp Big League? And you got over 350 pounds of Shane Taylor like a wrecking machine through Logan Shulo. Oh no. No! And the referee was taken out by Taylor some time ago. There's nobody to stop it. And Taylor back in the second turnbuckle. Somebody's got to stop the... You're going to permanently injure this guy. Here comes help. Locker room emptying. And McChesney and Taylor are getting out of here. I'm not sure if this matchup's been stopped or what the deal is. But the story's on Logan Shulo, who may be severely hurt. But who called Shane Taylor? What led to Taylor being here? That's my question. Team Big League was banned, but boy did John McChesney still have the numbers in his favor. My God, Logan Shulo has not moved. Logan Shulo seems severely hurt. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have updates on this scenario on IWCWrestling.com. Logan Shulo apparently hurt at the hands of Shane Taylor. We will follow this Team Big League story, and we will see you next time here on IWC Home DVD.
Senior official Troy Davis has awarded this contest as a result of a disqualification to Logan Shulo.
Shulo victorious, but certainly not the way he wanted this victory. Bittersweet after the assault of John McChesney and Shane Taylor. But where do Norm, Nuts, and Brooks factor in on the decisions of Team Big League tonight?